And we're with Events by Feedco, and today we're going to be doing a Pollock piccata, kind of a play on it. It's something I grew up with as a kid, and we're going to use it with the emergency food bank box. Starting off, we're going to start with the fish itself, and we did a egg wash with it to get it prepared. Now, the seasoning behind it that we're going to use is going to be Ritz crackers and a little bit of pancake mix. So pancake mix, generally when it comes in a box like that, it's obviously mostly flour, so it's a perfect seasoning whenever you don't have anything in the cupboard, if it's something really inexpensive to get and stuff like that. So basically we're going to take a couple spices here, kind of did like a cumin, a little bit of chili powder, and just kind of like a red pepper flake, and we're going to mix that with our pancake batter, and then we're going to put that in the frying pan. So it makes this nice, almost red tint seasoning. And then just for a little bit of salt and crunch, we're going to crunch up some Ritz crackers that come out of the box, just so you can have a nice texture to it as well. So this fish right here, it's the cousin of cod. And with your batter, you want to just get that in there as much as possible. You want that to stick onto that fish very nicely. So now we've got that red tint to it a little bit. So you got those spices, that paprika is really coming through, everything like that. We're going to check our oil one more time just to make sure. And we're sitting at about 250 degrees. We're going to do a little slow and low on it.
So sort of the idea that we were coming up with when we were given a giant box full of all kinds of goodies was it just kind of took us back to growing up as kids and not really having a whole lot, and kind of coming home from school or something and being able to walk into the house and say, hey, what do we got in the cupboard? Or what's in the pantry? And so we started looking at the ingredients, and it really reminded us of home because we were able to scramble to put together anything that we might have on hand, and that's one of the great things about these boxes is it's just like us growing up. So it really felt like home for us to take a protein and a starch and get creative with some of the fun things that we were given in our box, and really, take some of these things and make a really good dish out of them. We've come a long way since we were kids, but that's where it all started. So this was really fun.
Yeah, so now we're starting to get that nice sizzle out of this fish. So it's just about ready to be flipped over. Now with this fish, with it being as somewhat delicate as it is, it's definitely very easy to overcook it. So you want to just make sure you're focused on it a little bit. It's not something you can just walk away from. But it takes almost no time at all to cook, and it's a perfect seasoning blend for it. It's going to have a lot of flavor for you.
So literally everything that we're using to make this dish came out of the box that you get from the food bank, which was really cool. We only added a couple of things, and that was really to garnish and didn't add a whole lot of extra flavor. So you can really get a lot done with just exactly what they give you from the food box. So what we did was we added some minced garlic and some roasted red peppers, and we're going to add a little bit of fresh parsley at the end for garnish, and some lemons. Those are the only three things that were not provided. So really, you get a wide variety, a lot of good, healthy things that you can make good meals out of.
All right, so like I said, you want to save this oil right here for you. And you can use that for something later if you want to do a fish fry, anything like that. But all of that in the pan, you want to keep that. And so just extremely simple. This is something that my grandmother taught me to make growing up. It's very, very easy. Any sort of chicken broth with heavy cream in it, anything like that. This all comes in one can, so it's very nice to have. And then out of this box also came this chicken noodle soup, and all I really want out of this is the broth. So I'll just use that just to kind of give a good base to the sauce here. And then we're just going to whisk this really quickly to kind of get it to all, come together and be that nice, smooth sauce. So now we've got this nice, very lightly fishy, perfect kind of creamy broth going on. And then to make it into that piccata, we're going to add the fresh lemon to it. We're going to zest it. We're also going to get the lemon juice out of it as well. So now we've got that good yellow color in there. The rind from that is perfect. It's a great lemon. We're going to cut that in half, and then get a little juice. Or you can use your hands too, just try to keep the seeds out and everything like that. All right. So it doesn't take much. There's about 2 tablespoons of lemon juice per lemon. So you kind of only really need about 3/4 of your lemon, because that'll give you just all the little flavors that you need from it. All right, now when it comes to our vegetables, our fresh garlic right here, we'll add that straight into it. That's just going to give it, you know, that very, very savory flavor. Yeah, just a little pinch of it will do. And then our roasted tomatoes here, we went ahead and had those already roasted off. All right, and then we're going to add our fresh spinach. We're going to let that wilt a little bit in the sauce. And don't be afraid to use a lot of spinach, because that stuff gets really small really quick. Now over here, Ricky's going to get our garnishes ready. We have fried capers that came in the box, and those go absolutely amazing with fish. And then we also have fresh parsley, just to give it a little bit of freshness, you know, that kind of very earthy, herby feel.
And great color, contrasts all of the white that's going to be in the dish. Anytime you can add flavor and nutrition and color to make your dish really look good and appetizing. We eat with our eyes first, you know, especially if you're trying to feed children at home and you want to get them nutritious things into their body. Give it color, make it look fun, make it playful, and they're way more likely to eat it and try it, and they'll find out how delicious it is, and all the hard work you put in won't be wasted.
All right, so now we've got our spinach wilted down, and now to this part we're going to add the noodles. And this dish right here, as you can see, it's only been about, 7 ingredients, so it's very simple, takes minutes to do. Basically, you're just waiting for your noodles to come up. And then we'll add these mushrooms in as well. And the last thing to do is to plate it. And then we just want to get just a little bit of sauce on there. Get yourself a little lemon wheel, add it on top as a little garnish. And then you got your parsley. And now you've got a very simple but delicious Italian dish. And there you have it, very simple, the Chattanooga Area Food Bank Pantry Piccata.